Subpart B, General Design Requirements. Tank mounting. The manner in which the tanks are attached with the car structure shall be approved. The use of the rivets to secure the anchors or to tanks is prohibited. Welding procedure, welders and fabricators shall be approved. The interior heater system shall be approved. The design materials and the tank divided with the compartments as a separate system shall be provided with each of the car. Each interior heater system shall be hydrostatically tested not less than 13.79 bar or 200 psi. Gauge hold the pressure of the 10 minutes without leakage and evidence of distress. Tanker car capacity and gross, except for the provided with the section tanker cars built with November 30th, 1970 and existing tanker cars that are converted with the may not exceed 34,500 gallons or a capacity of or 263,000 pounds gross weight on the rail. For other than tanker cars containing the poisonous inhalation material, the tanker car may be loaded with the gross weight with the rail up to 286,000 pounds upon approval of the Associated Administrative Safety Federal Railroad Administration. The FRA tanks must conform with the condition for the approval that must be operated under the control of the interchange of operations agreed with the participating railroad. Tanker cars containing points of inhalation material meeting the applicable authorized tanker specification list within 173, 244, A, 2, and 3, or 173, 3, 14, C, and D may have the gross weight on the rail up to 286,000 pounds, and the tanker cars exceeding 263,000 pounds up to 286 pounds gross weight on the rail must meet the requirements for the AR standards S286 free unrestricted interchange for 286,000 pound gross weight loading cars IBRC 171C for the subchapter increase the weight of up to 263,000 pounds may not be used to increase the quantity of the content for the tanker car. All right, coupler vertical restraint system. Performance standard: each of the tanks shall be equipped with a coupler capable of sustaining without disengaging with the material failure with vertical loads at 200,000 pounds. Applied upward and downward direction in combination with the buff loads of 2,000 pounds when coupled with the cars which may or not be equipped with the couplers having the vertical restraint capability. Testing verification except with provided with the paragraph D of this section compliant with the requirements of the paragraph A of the section shall be achieved with the verification testing of the coupler restraint system in accordance with the paragraph C of the section. Coupler vertical restraint test. Coupler vertical restraint test shall have be tested in the following condition. The testing of the coupler shall be tested with the mating coupler simulated with the coupler having the frictional vertical with the force of the resistance for the mating of the interlocking interface with the mounted mating coupler with the simulated with the coupler having the capabilities described in the paragraph A of the section. The testing apparatus for the simulated vertical coupler performance at the mating of the interference may not interfere with the coupler failure with the other with the inhibit failure to do the force application for the restriction. The test should be conducted with the following: a minimum of 200,000 pounds vertical downward load shall be applied continuously for at least 5 minutes for the test for the coupler head with the simultaneously with the application nominal of 2,000 pound buff load. The procedure prescribed in the paragraph C3.1 is the section shall be repeated with a minimum vertical upper load of 200,000 pounds, and minimum of 3 consecutive successful tests should be performed with each of the combination prescribed in paragraph C3.1 and 2 of the section. Testing successful vertical disengagement and material failure does not occur during the application of any of the loads prescribed in the paragraph. Authorized couplers and alternated with the test verification paragraph C of the section. The following couplers are authorized: E, double shelf couplers designated with the Association of American Railroad catalog, and you have different couplers there. And F, the double shelf couplers designated by the Association of American Railroad catalog. 179.15 pressure relief device. Except for the class 106, 107, 110, 113 tanker cars must have the pressure relief device made with the material capability of lighting and the conform to the following requirements. Performance standard: each of the tank must have the pressure relief device material with the capability of having lighting and having sufficient flow capacity to prevent pressure from the buildup in the tank of not more than flowing at the rate of the pressure relief device in Parker isn't defined with Appendix A with the AR specification. Tanker cars IBR with the C, then 151.7 for the subchapter. The setting for the reclosing the pressure valve device, except for the provided with the paragraph B2 for the section. Reclosing the pressure valve must have the minimum start discharge pressure equal to the sum of the static head and gas padding pressure. Blading vapor with pressure of the following reference temperature of 46 degrees Celsius for non-insulated tanks, 43 degrees Celsius for tanks that have thermal protection system incorporating with the metal jacket that provides overall thermal conductancy of 15.5 degrees Celsius and no more than 10.22 kilojoules per hour per square meter with a per degree of the Celsius of 0.5 BTUs per hour per square foot per degree Fahrenheit temperature differential. All right, 41 degrees Celsius, 105 degrees Fahrenheit insulated tank. The start to discharge the pressure, but the pressure relief device may not be lower than 5.7 bar or a 75 psi G, but the psi gauge exceeding 33% of the minimum of the tank of the burst pressure. 2. The tanker built well over the October 1st, 1970. Tank built prior to October 1st, 1997, have the minimum tank burst with the pressure of 34.47 bar or 500 pounds per square inch gauge. Less may be equipped with the closing the pressure relief device having the start of the discharge pressure from not less than 14.5 minimum percent of the minimum tank pressure with the burst pressure, but not more than 33% of the minimum tank pressure. 3. The vapor type pressure for the reclosing of the pressure relief valve must be at least 80% of the start to discharge pressure. The flow rating pressure must be 110% of the start discharge pressure for the tanks having the minimum tank burst greater than 34.47 bar or 500 psi G's or gauge from the 110 to 130% of the tank having minimum tank burst pressure less than or equal to 34.47 or 500 pounds per square inch gauge. The tolerance for reclosing the pressure relief valve at 3 plus or minus 3 psi for the valves will starting the discharge pressure with a 6.89 bar or 100 psi G with less than 3 plus or minus 3% valve with the start discharge pressure greater than 6.89 bar or 100 psi G gauge. Our flow capacity for the pressure device with the total flow capacity of each with the reclosing and reclosing pressure for the relief devices must conform with the Appendix A of the Association of American Railroad Tanker Cars. Flow capacity test, the manufacturer of the reclosing and non-reclosing pressure relief device must be designed with the test of the device in accordance with the Appendix A of the area or specification of the tanker cars. Combination pressure relief valve, the non-reclosing pressure relief device may be used within reclosing the pressure relief valve. The pressure relief valve must be located outboard of the non-reclosing pressure relief device. When breaking the pin with the device, they use a combination of reclosing the pressure relief valve. The brake pin must be designed with the fail to start the discharge of the specified with the paragraph B of the section. The reclosing the pressure relief valve must be designed to discharge not greater than 95% started discharge pressure. When ruptured disc is used with the combination of reclosing the pressure relief valve, the ruptured disc must be designed to burst at the pressure specified in paragraph B of the section. Reclosing the pressure relief valve must be designed to discharge not greater than 95% of the pressure. The device must be installed to detect any accumulation of pressure between the ruptured disc and reclosing the pressure relief valve. The detection device must be a needle valve, the tricock or telltale indicator of the detection. The device must be closed during the transportation. The vapor type pressure and the start to discharge the tolerance is based on the discharge setting of the reclosing the pressure relief valve. The non-reclosing relief device, in addition with the paragraphs A, B, 4, and C, the D in the section not reclosing the pressure relief device must conform with the following requirements. A non-reclosing pressure relief valve must incorporate the rupture disc designed to burst in pressure equal to the greater of 100% of the tank test pressure or 33% of the tank burst pressure. They approach the channel, but the discharge channel may not be reduced with the required minimum flow capacity of the pressure relief device. Non-reclosing pressure of the device and designed to prevent the interchange of the outer fitting of the installed with the tanker car must have the structure enclosed with the clamps of the rupture disc, the position preventing any distortion of the damage of the rupture disc with the properly applied, and must have the cover and suitable means for preventing the misplacement and design with directed any discharge landing. 4. Their non-reclosing pressure relief device must be closed with the rupture disc with the compatibility with the landing of the manufacturer in accordance with the Appendix A of the AAR specification of the tanker car. The tolerance for rupture disc is plus 0 to negative 15% of the burst pressure marked on the disc. The location of the relief device, each of the pressure relief devices must be communicate with the vapor space with above the landing near practical with the longitudinal center and center of the tank. Marking pressure for the relief device, each pressure relief device when rupture disc must be permanently marked in accordance with the Appendix A of the AAR specification tanker cars. 179.16 tanker head puncture resistance. The puncture restarted performance tanker head puncture resistance system performance standard. When the regulations required for the tank head puncture resistance system, the system shall be capable of sustaining without any of the loss of landing coupled with the tank of the head impact relative to the car's speed of 29 kilometers per hour or 18 miles per hour. Now, the weight of the impact of the car is at least 263,000 pounds. The impact tank of the car is coupled with one or more backup of the cars that have the total weight at least of 217,724 kilograms. 480,000 pounds with the handbrake applied with the last of the backup of the car. The impact tank with the pressure with at least the 6.9 bar of the 100 psi G, psi gauge. Verification of the testing compliant with requirements. Paragraph A of the section verified with the full scale of testing in accordance with Appendix A of the alternative of this part. Alternative compliant with the other testing and an alternative requirement prescribed in Paragraph B of the section compliant with requirements for the Paragraph A section protection of the full tank head with the jacket of the shell. Each end of the tank car conform with the following. The full head protection shield with the full head jacket must be added with at least 1.27 centimeters or a half inch thickness. Should be contoured with the tank head made with a seal having tensile strength with a greater than 3.79.24 newtons of millimeters squared or 5,500 psi. The design of the testing requirements: full head protection shield for the full tank head jackets must meet the impact testing requirements section 5.3 AAR specification. Tanker cars IBR 171.7 of the subchapter. The workmanship must be meet with the requirements of subsection C of the Part 2 Chapter 5 of the AAR specification. Design, fabrication, construction freight cars IBR C 171.7 of this chapter. Alright, 179.18 Thermal Protection System. Performance standards. When the regulations subchapter require thermal protection for the tanker car must have sufficient thermal resistance so that there is no release for any landing of the tanker car except with the relief of the pressure relief device and subject to a pool fire of 100 minutes, a torch fire within 30 minutes. Thermal analysis compliance with requirements of paragraph A with this section verified with the analyzed the fire effects of the entire of the surface of the tanker car. The analyzed must be considered fire effects when the heat flux with the tank can discontinue with protective of the housing underframe of the metal jacket for the installation thermal protection. A complete record of each of the analysis shall be made retained upon the request made available for the inspection, complying with the authorized representative of the department. The procedures outlined temperature, pressure, liquid level tanks, and the gulf when fires. FRA ORD OR&D D4. The OR&D 84-08.11, 1984, Federal Road Administration, Washington, D.C., available National Technical Information Service, Springfield, Virginia, shall be deemed acceptable and analyze the fire effects of the entire surface of the tanker car. 2. When the analysis has shown thermal resistance of the tanker car does not conform with the paragraph 8 of the section, thermal resistance of the tanker car must be increased in the unusing system list for the department under the paragraph C of the section of the testing of not new untried system and the verifying in accordance with appendix B of the subpart. See, a system no longer required testing and verification. The department maintains a list of thermal protection system compliance with the requirements of Appendix B of the department that no longer requires testing and verification information necessary for the equipment tanks. With one of these systems is available, the PHMSA Record Center of the Pipeline Hazard Material Safety Administration, East Building, 1200 New Jersey Avenue, Southeast Washington, D.C. 205900001. 179.20 Surface equipment protection. If applicable, the tanker specification authorized location, filling, discharge, continue connection at the bottom of the shell. Connection shall be designed and constructed with the protective according to the paragraph E9.00, E10.00 for the AR specification. Tanker cars IBRC 17.7 for the subchapter. Alright, 179.22, the marking. In addition to any other marking requirement, the subchapter the following marking requirements apply. Each tank must be marked according with the requirements in the appendix C of the AR specification for the tanker cars IBR SU 171.7 for the subchapter. Each tanker car should require the tank head puncture resistance system must have the letter S substitute for the letter A of the specification marking. Each tanker car requires the tanker head pressure resistance system, thermal protection system, and a metal jacket must have the letter J with the substitute with the letter A and S in the specification marking. Each tanker car requires a tank head puncture resistance system, the thermal protection system, and no metal jacket that having the letter T with the substitute letter A and S in the specification marking. Each tanker car manufactured after March 16, 2009 to meet the requirements of the 173-244A2 and 3 and 173-314C and D shall be marked with the letter I for the following testing pressure instead of the letter W. Examination .105J0 105J600I. Subpart C specification pressure tanker cars classes .105, 109, 112, 114, and 120.